Welcome to Overthrow Media, your best place for politics, hip-hop, and life. It's bigg villainous, your comrade revolutionary, your dope-ass MC, and an international sex symbol. Yeah. Today, we're gonna talk about this article I wrote, Hiding Behind the Front Lines, the Reality of Leadership. Let me come right back. All money is blood money. Cotton picking president's hand bloody. If you want to read the article, you can find a link in the description. It's written on the South Seattle Emerald. And I'm going to jump into what I was talking about. I'm not going to go word for word, so if I don't quote things specifically from there, like talking about the young girls who were murdered in Birmingham, and well, then you just got to read the article. What we'll talk about is generally what I was speaking on with the reality of leadership. I had someone recently ask me about the video I made on BLM, and you can click up here and you can go check that out. You know what I mean? But also pause it and come back to this one first and then go to that one if you haven't seen it. But they were asking me specifically, like, how do we deal with that? Because a lot of nonprofits do the same thing as BLM did with like misappropriating funds, with like not supporting the actual organizers, not supporting the people at the bottom dealing with the real situations, not bringing real solutions. And I'm like, yeah, that's real. But the thing is, that problem has gone back so fucking far that we can't just look at BLM as the only example of that, right? That comes into why I'm an anarchist. The question is, how do we solve that? And for me, I've realized that direct democracy and generally anarchism is the only way that we're actually gonna solve these issues. Because when you have people who are figureheads, even if they're elected by people who aren't the community, i.e. BLM, i.e. the NAACP, i.e. Jesse Jackson, i.e. the long list goes on. They tend to not really be the people representative of that community, right? And even if they are at one point, they tend to lose their direction. And if they don't lose their direction, they end up dead. So let's just be a buck about it. Like Malcolm, the only leadership I ever believed in, even when I was younger, was leadership by action, right? Where you don't talk about it and tell others to do things for you, but instead you take motion. Be about that action. And by doing that, people will follow you. People will respect you. Everybody's ever respected me not even so much because of the things I say, though a lot of people think I'm very intelligent or whatever. I don't know, I'm just another nigga. Not because of that, but because of strategically in the streets, when it goes down, when I'm needed, I'm about that action for my people. You know what I mean? Even more so than for myself, to be a buck. Being about that action, about that resistance, is what makes people respect me. So only the time people respect me is seeing through action. But that's what I believe in, even though I don't want to be no leader at all. And the thing is, that's a dead art. That died when we moved from tribes to civilizations. That is the problem. And you'll find a few examples of that, but it's super rare. You know, Shay and Fidel, for example. You know, Malcolm for another. Some people, even here and now. But one thing you realize, those type of leaders are relegated to the margins. They are never granted the power because they see from the eyes of the people. They think like Desert Lee, instead of the rest of the despots that turned on Desert Lee and took power over Haiti. You don't know? Go research. I'm not gonna tell you and I'm not gonna link you. Take the time to look up the Haitian Revolution. That's what I'm saying. Take the time to look up the after effects of the Haitian Revolution. That's what I'm saying. But it's saying the video. A lot of the times, we don't see frontline leaders. I mean, almost never. In fact, usually leadership makes a call from the back, from a shielded position, like a bureaucrat, a politician. Those who've never seen the front lines decide what should happen at the front. The front lines are seen as pawns, people to take the battering, people who will do the fighting for them. The front lines take the damage but have no agency in their own lives and the risk they are taking. They are thought and said to have to take orders from those above. They're the ones catching the billy clubs, the tasers, the mace. They're the ones catching the tear gas. They're the ones taking the punches, taking the bikes to the sternum. They're the ones catching the bullets, getting burned in their cars. But their leadership is never respected because we're in civilization now. And in a civilized society, only the parasites that sit at the top or hide behind the front lines can call the orders. And yes, I said parasite. In the front lines, they don't really care what happens to us. They see us as pawns to be used and utilized. but they will never risk their own neck because they think they are too important to be in a situation where they risk their neck. That is the truth behind it. So when we sit down and we see them on the front lines, we see them dependent upon us to risk our very lives and beings, to be able to have access to the ability to resist. But why do we depend on them? We don't need to see them standing on the cliff to be able to see what the enemy is doing. We can do that ourselves. We just have people in roles of communications. At the end of the day, leadership has been and continues to be somebody who utilizes the power of the people to serve their own interests. Utilizing our feelings and our causes that we are supposed to be standing up for, to be able to mobilize us for their own power. This is why I'm an anarchist. Because if I'm not, if I choose to just follow, then I'm gonna see in reality that we meet the extinction of our species.
What's up, y'all? I'm the last man on Earth. Shit's all fucked up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here. Ah!
That we never learn to change and be critical of the things around us and what we are told to do, which is extremely dangerous in my opinion. What I believe in is the leadership of the proletariat, the leadership of the lumpen proletariat, where we pick the direction for our own destinies, and since everybody's riding on our backs anyways, unless they take self-determination their damn self, I guess we've chosen the direction. But it should never be a figurehead. Never someone hiding behind the front lines to be able to claim to be something special, something above those who are putting their bodies on the line. You can't lead from the front, I will never follow you. I am an anarchist, but I also know that sometimes someone has to be at the front telling us which way to go because they have the best sight, the best tactics. But they ain't leadership. They're filling their role. The only leadership is the collective. Anyways, that's where I think we should go. That's what I think the problem is. All right, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can stay notified. Support me in all the social medias at villainous_music. Also support me on Patreon, yeah, that Patreon, so that we can keep the lights on and keep this going, moving forward. Also caught my new project, The House of Fucking Usher. I actually just call it House of Usher, no fucking, you know what I mean, whatever. We left the fucking out. The fucking is for the motherfucking OnlyFans, that's it. Also can cop some of my merch off Teespring. I always forget to plug it, but there it goes. You know, all that supports and keeps the lights on, keeps food in my stomach, keeps gas in the tank, keep me doing this tour. So I definitely need y'all support. So if y'all have it, I appreciate any love y'all can give. I hope to catch y'all later. I gotta get out of here, go smoke a bowl, you know, kick back, edit some videos, get on this grind so I can keep this coming so y'all can see it and fuck with it. All right, outro. Bang.
And the cracks of the streets, struggling for some food and a bed to sleep, while trying to cause overthrow. I'm feeling weak, ideology buff,